Hey YouTube, it's Bible Teen. Just doing my second video game review of the first true video game console, um, which was made in 1977 by Atari, um, made to supposedly recreate the arcade experience and bring it to people's homes. Um, but anyway, it was very popular at the beginning of its lifespan, but later on in its lifespan, it caused the video game crash of 1983 um, because the graphics of the system are very primitive and the gameplay is very primitive as well. Um, anyway. Uh, oh, and also I managed to get to the Mice World on Super Mario Brothers after all these years. I managed to get to the Mice World on Super Mario Brothers on the NES, and it was actually kind of interesting because once you enter the pipe before it says "Welcome to Warp Zone," it's like an endless underwater world. And of course, it does have a pipe right at the end of the level, but it only takes you right to the beginning of the level, and you just swim through the level until you run out of time, or if you get hit by an enemy or fall into a hole or something. Anyway, um, what I was wanting to show you today was the Atari 2600, or the Atari Flashback 2 is what I have here, and it's a remake of the old Atari 2600, only it does not have a cartridge slot, and the buttons around here, they used to be levers on the old Atari 2600. The reason why I know this is because I used to have an Atari 2600, but I have it in storage now, right after I bought this, and I thought, hey, 40 games, that's more than what I've got on my original Atari. So anyway, um, what you've got here on the system is you got synthetic wood grain finish here with the Atari Flashback 2 Classic Game Console logo. On the original 2600, it says just Atari with the interesting logo that they have. Anyway, right here you've got a power button. It's a very comfortable power button. It's about as well, it's the most comfortable power button that I have seen on a game console. Right here you got a reset button. Now this does not reset the console itself, but it starts the game. It's sort of like a start button, only it doesn't pause the game for you. Um, right here it says difficulty left and right. I have no idea what these do. These were on the older console, right on the back as two slider switches, and I have no idea what they necessarily do. They probably just changed the way that the controls respond, or either that, or they just changed the way that the game is in terms of difficulty. And right here you've got a select button, which is used to select the mode of gameplay that you want. And on the back here are your controller ports. And wow, why did they put controller ports on the back of the console? That's just totally weird. Maybe they didn't want the controller plugs to stick out on the front of the system. That's just totally weird right there. Yeah. So anyway, right here they don't say controller 1 or controller 2, but they say left controller and right controller. And right here it says, right here you've got your power jack, and right here it says TV type, color black and white. This is a selector switch, which was on the old Atari 2600. It was on the front of the console though. And most people back in the 70s, they had either color televisions or black and white televisions. Most people had the black and white televisions, and then few people had the expensive color televisions, and so forth. Yeah, but anyway, And also, I don't know what's up with the front of the system. There's nothing there. It looks like a grill. I mean, if you look at it, it looks like a grill. I don't know what this is for. Maybe it's for air holes. I'm not really particularly sure. And also, you have here, if I can get this cord up here, you've got a AV cable that is hardwired into the back of the system here. So if you do break the AV cable, you'd have to buy a new system, or you'd have to buy a AV cable and do some major surgery onto the system itself. So anyway, I bought this at Walmart a couple of years ago. It's a third of the size of the original Atari 2600. So anyway, you got your power adapter here, and right here is the controller. It is very, very primitive. You've only got an 8-way directional joystick. It's like an arcade joystick, but it's stiff, and it does not have a knob at the top of them like most arcade joysticks have. And you have just one action button. That's all there pretty much is to it. Right here you've got your Atari logo and so forth. It's also on the back here, but you probably can't see it. It's sort of engraved into it. Anyway, I'm gonna plug the system itself up, show you some games, but I might have to split the video into 2 parts in order to do so. So I'm gonna plug this up, look at some games. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, right now I'm in my living room. This is the living room TV. Just a minor note about the Atari Flashback 2. If you have an Atari Flashback 2 and you're going to plug it up into a high definition TV, like a plasma TV or an LCD TV, I would not recommend it because for some reason it does not show objects or certain characters on it, and it makes gameplay very hard and unnerving. So I would not try that. So anyway, stand by. Okay, I almost have the system hooked up here. Just wanted to tell you one more thing. The controller cord on the joysticks, it is compatible with the Sega Genesis controller port, but I would not recommend trying this on any Sega Genesis games because it might mess up the control functions on your game. So I would not try that. So anyway. Almost got this hooked up here. Plug in my AV cables. I'll plug in my power adapter, and we're ready. Okay, this is what you see when you boot up the system. This is the BIOS screen. It's not earth-shattering. You got things that are split up into 4 categories. You got adventure territory, arcade favorites, space station, skill and action zone. And so let's pick arcade favorites. So here's all the games on it in terms of this category. I'm running out of time here, so I am going to have to we'll have to split this into 2 parts. So anyway, let's try Arcade Pong. Okay, 1 player. I think this was the first true video game that they ever made. I think it's the first true video game ever made in the world. So he got a point. It's basically like table tennis, only that it's well, it's really primitive. The graphics look like puke. Of course, then again, most of Atari's games, the graphics do look like puke on them. Yeah, go figure. It's an old system. Well, anyway, turn this off because I can't really use the reset button for anything. So, anyway, I'm going to have to split this into 2 parts. So, I'll see you later.